Hey everyone, sorry that I'm not here with you today, but I wanted you to go ahead and get started on your linear picture project that we're going to be doing. And so you should be able to get part one done today or over the weekend, and it's due Monday. So let's kind of walk through it and let me show you a couple of things. Um, okay, so part one is to draw a linear picture. Linear, remember, just means straight lines. And I've provided some graph paper for you in your packet. If you mess up, I've made some extra copies of the graph paper that your substitute has that you can ask him for. But you're only supposed to draw a picture with linear lines. Notice it says that it must contain at least 2 vertical lines, 2 horizontal lines, and 10 diagonal lines. So you have to have at least 14 lines in your picture. So that's really important. And 10 have to be diagonal, 2 horizontal, 2 vertical. To make sure that your picture has enough lines, I've given you some examples. You can draw your picture with whatever you want. I'm just trying to, in my pictures, give you some ideas. You can put words, you can do lots of little pictures, you can make one big picture, just keeping in mind that we have to have enough lines. Something really important is we're going to be writing the equations of 14 of these lines. And so in order to do that, you want to make sure that those lines have exact endpoints. So if you look here at this line right here, like this is an exact endpoint because it's crossing or touching right where 2 lines meet. Whereas this one up here in the top right, see, that's just hanging out in the middle of a square. So if I were going to write the equation of my lines, I wouldn't want to pick this line. So just make sure that you have some points with exact end lines because you can't tell me that that's 4.5. You don't know that that's 4.5 and I will count it wrong or whatever number it is. I will count that wrong if you end up using that line. So make sure you have lines with exact endpoints. And again, you can draw whatever you want. Your picture is due Monday. So I want this picture drawn. Now, my examples, I didn't color any of the pictures, but I would love for you to color this and make it look like a nice piece of artwork. But keep in mind that you are going to need to be able to see these lines and be able to identify the endpoints. So, you could color it and then trace your lines in black or a different color so they stand out. Just make sure that we can really see those lines. Let me give you some other examples. So here I tried to do TCU, so you could do words. They don't even have to be like 2D words. You could just do like stick letters. And I tried to do the little, like horn frog, whatever. It didn't work. But I'm just trying to give you ideas. This TCU picture would work. I've got enough diagonal lines that I could meet the requirement of the 10 diagonal lines, and I definitely have enough horizontal and vertical lines. However, I wanted you to see that this picture, this football picture, does not work because I don't only have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. I only have 12 lines total, and most of them are horizontal and vertical, and I have to have at least 10 diagonal lines. So it's great if you want to do a football, but you're going to have to do something more to add to that picture. So just again, keep that in mind that you need enough lines. So this is your main goal right now, is to get your picture drawn. I don't want you to necessarily stress about the rest of the project because we're going to be learning the different steps, but I'm just going to go ahead and talk about it for a minute. After we get done drawing our picture, our next step is to identify our lines. And so I've shown you here how I've picked out and I've numbered. Ooh, I don't know what I did. Oh, I don't know how to go back. There we go. I've numbered my lines. So that's why I'm saying it's important to be able to see my lines because I'm going to have to identify them and I'm going to have to write down the endpoints for each of the lines I've labeled. Notice not every line is labeled. We're not going to necessarily use every single line. We're only going to use the 14 that we've identified, okay? And it'll all make sense as we work. Here's the requirements for writing the equations. We're going to be learning. We've already talked a little bit about writing in slope-intercept form, but we're going to be going into more detail. We're going to learn about point-slope form and standard form. So all of this we're learning in our unit. And as long as we have our picture done, we'll be in good shape. And then here's the guidelines for your final project. Just one quick thing I want to point out is that if you turn it in early, you get bonus points. So might not, we have plenty of time to do this whole project, but you might aim to turn it in earlier. So again, your goal for tonight, today, and the weekend is to get your picture drawn and make sure you have enough lines in your picture. Okay, so be good today, make good decisions, and I will see you on Monday.